Hello everyone, welcome to JCE eConnect, subject Data Communications, Module 5, and this is Lecture 3. So, in our previous lecture, Lecture 1 and Lecture 2, we have discussed about wired LANs Ethernet, that is Ethernet protocol, Ethernet, uh, standard Ethernet. Then we have discussed about IEEE Project 802, Ethernet evolution, a few of the characteristics of standard Ethernet and its implementation, four types of implementation, and also the changes in the standard Ethernet. And in our previous lecture, lecture 2, we have discussed about the fast Ethernet also, which is the 100 Mbps Ethernet. Okay, so in today's lecture, we'll be discussing about what is a gigabit Ethernet. Now, as the name suggests, gigabit Ethernet, the speed, the main change here is the speed or the data rate at which the data is traveled, because the need for an even higher data rate has resulted into this design of gigabit Ethernet. Uh, so it follows the gigabit Ethernet protocol, which is at the data rate of 1000 Mbps, that is 1000 megabits per second. That's why the gigabit Ethernet has an implementation name. The types of implementation that are there in the gigabit Ethernet starts with the 1000 base, as we have discussed in our previous lecture about the fast Ethernet, which works on 100 Mbps. That's why it is named as 100 base 5 or 100 base FX, 100 base T4, and so on. Right. So in gigabit Ethernet, the data rate is at 1000 Mbps. Now, the main characteristics of the gigabit Ethernet, apart from the upgrade to the data rate to 1 Gbps, is that it is compatible with the standard or fast Ethernet. It is compatible with both the standard and the fast Ethernet, and it uses the same 48-bit address. One more thing about the gigabit Ethernet is that the uh, along with the same 48-bit address, it makes use of the same frame format also. So there is no change in the base technology, the technology on which it is working. There is no change on it. And the gigabit Ethernet also keep the same minimum and maximum frame lengths, and it also supports the auto negotiation as defined in the fast Ethernet. The auto negotiation which we have discussed in the fast Ethernet, the gigabit Ethernet continued to support it. Now, the main uh, subtopics under gigabit that we'll be discussing is the MAC layer, uh, that is the media access control sublayer, MAC sublayer, then the physical layer, and also the 10 gigabit Ethernet. So, in the MAC sublayer, uh, the full duplex mode, uh, as we all know what is a full duplex mode and a half duplex mode. Full duplex mode is the two-way communication, simultaneous two-way communication, you can say, and half duplex is one-way communication at a time, in broad terms, right? So in the full duplex mode of gigabit Ethernet, the chances, or the chances of the data getting collided is very less or almost nil. So there is actually no collision. The maximum length of the cable is determined by the single attenuation in the cable. Fine. And another point in the full duplex mode, you can say, is there is a central switch connected to all the computers, or other switches, or other nodes, you can say. In this mode, that is in full duplex mode, for each input port, each switch has buffers in which the data are stored until they are transmitted. So just to give you an overview, here is an example of it. If you uh, compare the topologies of gigabit Ethernet. That these are the different types of topologies of gigabit Ethernet. First one is of course the point to point. Second is the star topology, wherein we have switch and then uh, devices, computers or nodes connected to the switch. Then we have two star, which is the combination of star switch, and we have a hierarchy of star, wherein we have switch connected onto the switch, and the switches have each switch has a few number of computers or nodes connected to it. Right, so these are the different topologies for the gigabit Ethernet. Now, talking about the gigabit Ethernet implementations, the it can be characterized as either a two wire or a four wire. Basically, as a two wire or four wire. Now, these three implementation you can see are in two wire implementation, and last one, that is 1000 base T, is in four wire implementation. That is the broad way of categorizing the gigabit Ethernet. Uh, but to discuss more into depth, the two wire implementation, that is these three implementation, they uses optic fiber cable, and the 1000 base SX, that is the SX stands for the short wave, 1000 base X SX, or 1000 base LX, which is the long wave, or 1000 base CX, which is also known as STP. STP stands for shielded twisted pair. They all make use of two wire fiber optic cables, right? Two wired fiber optic cables, and the four wire version of the gigabit Ethernet implementation, that is 1000 base T, uses category 5 twisted pair cable. And if to be explained in other words, that we have this four implementation, all this four implementation, the 1000 base T, that is the fourth one, fourth implementation, was designed in response to those users who had already installed the wiring for other purposes such as fast Ethernet or telephone services. So it was an add-on to it. So these are the basically four types of implementation. Now, encoding in gigabit Ethernet implementation, again, uh, encoding or decoding schemes for the four implementation is shown here in the diagram. Now, the gigabit Ethernet cannot use the Manchester encoding scheme because it involves a very high bandwidth, that is up to 2 gigabaud. If you remember the unit for that, that is 2 gigabauds is what it makes use of. So the two wire implementation uses a NRZ scheme. Since it cannot use the Manchester encoding, it uses the NRZ. NRZ or NRZ is the non-returning zero scheme, which we have earlier learnt in our previous module in the line encoding. But the one problem with NRZ scheme is that NRZ or non-returning zero scheme does not self synchronize properly. So in order to synchronize bits, particularly at like high rate, let's say at 10 baud or 8 baud block encoding, uh, te- has to be used. Like in order to make it synchronize, in order to make those bits synchronize, particularly at a high speed, uh, block encoding of 8B or 10B, that is 8 baud or 10 baud, has to be used for encoding in terms of two fiber or two STP implementation, right? When we are using the NRC scheme. Now, this block encoding prevents long sequence of zeros and ones in the stream. But one problem is it results into streaming of almost 1.25 Gbps. And note that this implementation in one wire or fiber or STP is used for sending and one for receiving. So one amongst these two wires implementation, one wire will be there for sending and one wire will be specifically for receiving. But in four wire implementation, that is when we are talking about uh, fourth implementation, wherein we have four wires, it is not possible to have two wires for input and two wires for output, because each wire would need to carry 500 mbps. So total, if you compute, it is more than the capacity of the wires. So which ultimately exceeds the capacity for category of 5 UTP, right? So in order to change that, as a solution, the 4D PAM5, that is 4D PAM5 encoder, was used. 4D PAM5 is the four-dimensional uh, pulse amplitude modulator, which we have earlier discussed in our chapter 5, chapter 4, sorry, right? So this encoding 4D PAM5, four-dimensional pulse amplitude modulation, is used basically to reduce the bandwidth, because the previous scheme was utilizing the more bandwidth and it was crossing the it was exceeding the capacity. So by using 4D PAM5 we can reduce the bandwidth, and thus all four wires which are used in the four wire implementation were involved in both input and output. But here each wire carries 250 mbps instead of 500 mbps, which is the range for the category of 5 UTP cable, right? So this is what the encoding in the gigabit Ethernet implementation looks like. Now, talking about the implementation of all the four summary, to summarize all the four uh, types of gigabit Ethernet implementation on basis of few parameters, like what is the media used, what is the number of wires, maximum length, and block encoding used, and line encoding used. You can see all the four uh, type of implementation, that is 1000 base SX, 1000 base LX, 1000 base CX, and 1000 base T. 1000 base T is the only four wire implementation, whereas all the other three are two wire implementation, right? So uh, here one clear difference that you can make out is the number of wires required for two wire implementation is of course two, and the for four wire implementation is four, right? And line encoding required for two wire implementation is non-returning zero in all three cases. But for 1000 base T, it is the line coding which is used is four-dimensional pulse amplitude modulation, because of the restriction in the capacity of the bits that are being carried in the wire. Since there are four wires and every wire, two wires have to be used for input and two wire has to be used for output. But since each wire carries capacity of 500 mbps, it exceeds the limit of gigabit Ethernet. That's why we use this 4D PAM encoding, so that each wire carries 250 mbps. Hence, it remains in the capacity because it reduces the bandwidth. So that is the reason the block encoding is not done in the four wire implementation. Instead, for four wire implementation, the the line encoding that we are using, that is four-dimensional pulse amplitude modulation, does the task of block encoding also. So what 8 baud slash 10 baud and including the line encoding of non-returning zero, can do, both the tasks can be done by the four-dimensional pulse amplitude modulation for the four-wire implementation. Fine. So, having been learned about the gigabit Ethernet, now another advanced version of gigabit Ethernet is the 10 gigabit Ethernet. Now, since there has been another look into the Ethernet for use into metropolitan areas, the idea was to extend the technology, the data rate, the coverage distance, so that the Ethernet can be used as a LAN and MAN, that is network, metropolitan area network, right? So, in order to use as both LAN and MAN, the 10 gigabit Ethernet was brought into picture. Now, the IEEE committee uh, created this 10 gigabit Ethernet and called it as a standard 802.3 AE. Okay, this is what they have labeled it. Now, the goal of the 10 gigabit Ethernet design can be summarized as upgrading the data to, first of all, to the 10 Gbps speed, and keeping the same frame size and format, keeping the same frame size and format, and also allowing the interconnection of LANs plus MANs, that is metropolitan area network, and WAN, wide area network, possible. So it was making the LAN connection, WAN connection, and MAN connection, interconnections possible, right? Now, this data rate of 10 Gbps is possible only with the advanced technology like fiber optical technology. Now, just to the only difference here is the speed. When we compared 10 gigabit Ethernet to our previous uh, lecture, that is gigabit Ethernet, this one, the only difference is the speed, 10 gigabit Ethernet. But the underlying implementation techniques are mostly same, but the implementation techniques remain same, but the medium used, the uh, length of the maximum length which is required is different, and the number of wires required are different, and the encoding techniques which is used is also different, because working at the speed of data rate of 10 gigabytes gigabit Ethernet eventually end up into changing the uh, base technology, the underlying technology. So that is why the encoding has to be changed. The number of wires will be changed in terms of uh, the 10 gigabit 10 gigabase X4, because in the previous here in the diagram you can see, for four wire implementation we used, only for the four wire implementation we used a different line encoding, but for the here in this case of 10 gigabit Ethernet, when we have three types of implementation, that is 10 gigabase S, 10 gigabase L, 10 gigabase E, and there is one more, that is 10 gigabase X4, right? So all follow the two number of wires. Number of wires which required are two in all three cases. Only the difference is the maximum length and the media at which it is traveling. Okay, so hope so that the discussion so far, the discussion is clear. And any doubt, anything, you can ask me down in the comment section or in the WhatsApp group, or you can ping me personally. And you can also side by side start preparing your own notes as a assignment, which you can produce as your assignment number 3. Fine. Okay, that's all for today's lecture. If at all any queries, anything, please let me know in the comment section or WhatsApp group, or you can ping me personally. The query will be addressed uh, in the group, so that if anybody else has the same query, will be getting uh, clarified. Fine, that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.